everyone, welcome back to my channel. Oh, I'm so happy to be back. I missed everyone. I am super happy and I am so excited to be back, guys. I missed and today we are doing a very interesting video. I'm super excited to be doing this video. I know some of y'all always wanted to know these questions and are dying to know what's up. So I've written down everything in my nice little pink cutie book. And these are the most googled or the most asked or the most these are questions in demand. So I've written down everything. I've gathered all the questions that are usually most asked, and I thought I should like do this video and kind of guys let you and give you some some things you didn't know. So we are doing these 15 questions with a bit of sips in between. Grab your drinks, honey. Cheers. I'm having some martini with 2 olives. Yummy. Hey! And it's so strong. Okay, so I've written all my questions down, you guys, and the first question: how do I address trans? I mean, trans people are human, so you address. First of all, I feel like you address someone the way they appear or the way they present themselves. Take it for example, I feel like everybody knows RuPaul. Obviously I feel like everybody do know RuPaul, the Drag Race show. So if you take a look or if you notice, RuPaul, when she calls the girls before they do their whole look, drag, etc., obviously they dress as normal because they are gay who drag, and usually she refers to them as he, and then when they are all dressed up as ladies. So I feel like everybody is addressed the way they appear. And for trans people, obviously if you are trans from M to F, you are obviously presented as a girl and you are a woman at the end of the day, because this is how you present yourself and this is how you feel and this is who you are. So you present, I mean, it's a common, I feel like, unless you are being disrespectful, then like I don't even want to get there. Game over. Oh, the second question. Well, transgender means, I feel like, or I believe it means that when someone is born in a certain gender that they don't feel like they belong to, and they transition into the gender that they feel like they feel comfortable and belong to. Pretty much that's the easiest way to explain it, and yeah. What? They look like a human being? Hello? This is so crazy. They look like a human being or whatever. I mean, what kind of question is this? This is so crazy. I mean, they look like a human being. What else can they look like? I feel like nobody knows when they are transgender until they have some sort of like information about it, because like obviously when you're young you wouldn't say or you wouldn't know that you are actually transgender. So I feel like at a certain stage or at a certain age of your life, obviously that is when you are you know, I was awake. Hey, awake. And then you know for sure that you are actually trans, or you actually know that there's this word that is transgender, and you know the meaning and everything, and then you feel like you belong to this word, you know, or character or whatever. Like, let's, for example, me, my entire childhood, I never knew that I'm transgender until a certain stage in my life that I had the information that I know, and I knew the way I was feeling and the way I was acting or living was communicating. The combos were communicating pretty much with this information. So I knew then that I'm transgender, and that was my teen years. You know, obviously, like probably in primary or something, I was some sort of like a femme, you know. I've always been pretty much, I've always been the way that I am, you know. But I was myself in that level of my age and stage and period of my life, you know. So everything was happening. I mean, now I know everything and blah blah blah, you know. And I feel like it goes with the time, and it goes with your knowledge and how you feel. And yeah, hormones are meant to work in your favor. They are meant to help you transition into whatever you desire, pretty much. There is obviously different types of hormones, and they all have different they all different produce different hormones or whatever, you know, in your way, in your body. And yeah, and transgender people use hormones to transition. It's part of the transitioning, you know. And yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's all different types of hormones that are meant to suppress your natural gender, and there are hormones to rise the actual gender that you are going for. And yeah, that's what they use hormones for. Transgender people use hormones to transition, pretty much. This is another question. Cheers, darling. Well, no. Being transgender doesn't require surgery. You don't have to go all through the surgery. I mean, how you feel and how you present yourself doesn't mean you have to go in certain extents, like surgeries, in order for you to be required as transgender. You don't have to. And obviously, when you are a certain type of transgender, probably if you haven't done surgery or whatever, they say you pre-op or something, meaning you haven't done any surgeries, and it doesn't require who you are, because you already feel the certain way and you already behave and act and live the certain way. So you don't have to, you know. Yeah, that would, having surgery wouldn't, you know, pretty much. So you don't need or have to go and have a surgery in order for you to present or to be transgender. Oh, this question is oh my gosh, I don't know, I wonder actually, what is it like? Oh, I don't know. It's fun. I believe, I mean, I'll be talking from my experience. I know it's fun, I know it's love, I know it's a real thing, I know there's a lot of like, it's out of this world, pretty much. That's all I can say. It is 100% cloud nine, 24/7, all day, every day, and that's that. And that's yeah. Oh, why do trans people get murdered? This is actually a very sad question. It's a very it breaks my heart literally every time you hear, and especially like trans women of color. Why do you people murder us? Why are you killing us? Why? That's all I want to know too. I would actually love this question to be answered to me too. I want to know, why do you kill trans women? Why? Because I believe like in most cases it's always like different scenarios and different stories. Probably there was this heartbreaking video that I saw on Instagram. It was this transgender woman, this mob of people were doing all these shady things to this woman, beating her up. Literally, it's squad. Haibo, abantu abayi plus minus 15 or 20 or even 50. One person, helpless person, and this person did nothing to you. Why are you beating us up? Why are you killing us? Why? Next question. Honey, let me tell you something. Chances are, the most ever religious people, because first of all, most trans people are like so grounded and so down to earth and so hard. They have a big heart. Some. Oh, I'm talking about myself. I'm very religious, and chances are I am religious than most of the people that I've come across. And yeah, they are religious. I mean, they are human. Why wouldn't they be religious? Obviously, people have different or their own religions, and they believe in whatever they believe in, and there's certain different, so yeah. First of all, why wouldn't you, like, obviously, if you didn't or you wouldn't have, you would definitely stay in whatever you was before you actually decided to be. So yes, 100% happy. I am happy, and I believe all my other trans bros and sisters are totally happy too. I mean, you are certainly living the way you are meant or feel or supposed to be living. So obviously you are gonna be happy because you are living your truth, honey. You are living your life, and that's period. Do I ever got clogged in public? Oh honey, let me tell you something. Absolutely, yes. That's been my entire life, actually. Especially like before I became or strongly comfortable in my own skin. I used to be clocked in school. I was clocked a lot, and that was before I knew that I'm actually transgender and I represented myself as a femme, you know. And I was clocked a lot. It was it sort of built some sort of like thick skin, and I became the baddest bitch throughout all the clocking and everything. I mean, I'll be walking and people will be screaming, you know, in the ghetto, honey, elokshini, you know, the shady, like everyone, like, you know. So there were like some sort of like shade names. Everybody, I feel like everybody knows all these shady, disgusting names that you guys or some people usually call all these, you know. So yes, and I believe I became the baddest bitch throughout all the clocking and shit. Boo. And honey, and now, and I feel like people, when you are confident in your own skin and you present yourself in a certain way, and people obviously see the way you contain yourself, and they start to treat you in that particular way that you carry yourself. And like, for example, me, obviously I am very respectful. Everybody that came across me, they always say I'm so grounded and down to earth, yet beautiful. And people, when they see me, people when they come to me, they will think like I'm like a bitch or whatever. Probably it's my resting face bitch, but that's a good thing. You always have to be proud of that. So yeah, people,
Hey!
like, they would never even have a chance now. I mean, I don't even go to such shady places that usually small-minded people, because like small-minded people sometimes, like shady people in shady places, always acting. I recently saw this other video on Facebook of this beautiful lady, and there was this woman uthengisa ama-apple, because I believe uthengisa ama-apple because that's what this beautiful lady said to her. Hayibo, umntana abantu uzimele kline, and then lo mama umdala is like, yintoni phantsi kwesketi, yintoni phantsi kwesketi. And then that lady was like, khandiyeke ungahambi uthengisa ama-apple nje. That video broke my heart, yet made me so angry, because this woman, I don't know if she was trying to be funny, and that's most times when you are being clocked, like people are trying to embarrass you or trying to make fun of you, you know, and like, this is an old woman. It's a mother, a whole old woman who sells fruit and vegetables on the side. Why would you say what's under your skirt to this beautiful woman standing in the line to a store while you are this old woman? You're supposed to be an example. You're a parent, for crying out loud. Who do you think you are? What is going on your head when you are trying to do that, acting all like a grade 6 learner, you old woman? So you guys, I feel like you should also teach your parents and give them some sort of information and hints. And it doesn't even need, I mean, you're an old woman. You don't even need to be told, or you don't even need to be taught, or, you know, you should know better. You are embarrassing this young human being. Who do you think you are? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to prove? You know? So I was so disgusted. And people were so angry on the comments, and they were like, you know, saying, oh, like some sort of like, and I was like, I felt so sad, and I'm like, what in the hell? You know? So I feel like you guys should also teach, because these things hurt, and these things, what if that young lady punched that old woman in her face? what could have happened? Obviously, people were gonna say she is disrespectful, blah 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 blah. But that beautiful young lady contained herself. I can imagine the embarrassment in her heart in that moment. Like, why? Next question. My style. Ooh. Oh, honey, my style. I believe every type of trans human being or trans person has a different style. Obviously, as a human being or as a person, you have your own a certain style that you like to present yourself in, and my style is glamorous, fabulous, edgy. I love to look sexy, and sometimes I like to look like a housewife, and like I would literally look like a whole president the other day, and I would love to look like the whole slut. So it's a mix of bit of it's a mixture of everything, and I create my own style. So I don't really have a certain specific style that I like to present myself in. Sometimes I'll feel like a girl, sometimes I'll rock braids and feel like Africanish, and sometimes I'll rock like blonde hair, feel like the baddest bitch ever. Literally, it depends on how I feel. Or yeah, I don't have a specific style, but one thing, it always needs to be glamorous, darling. I love glam. I'm always glammed up and it's well put together. I mean, it goes with your personality and how you like people to treat you. I believe your looks have a lot of effect on how people see you as a person or treat you as a person, or you know. So yeah, I love to look. I mean, honey, you know the thing now. Next question. All the time, you should come with me to the mall and see for yourself. If you think you know how Kim Kardashian feels when she is in public, honey, come with me. Have a day with me in public. Literally, everywhere I go, my friends knows, literally all the time, everywhere we go. Let me tell you, if I had cameras following me everywhere I go, you would see the way people behave or treat me. Not in a bad way, in the most fabulous way, obviously. I mean, so obviously people all the time. Let me tell you something. I feel like everybody knows Randburg, Johannesburg, South Africa. And me and my friends would always go to Randburg to buy Nigerian food because we love the food. We love spicy. I was actually introduced to this type of food in Chomyam. She loved spicy food, and I also love spicy food, and I've never had Nigerian food, so I became super obsessed when she introduced me to this type of food. Very traditional food, delicious. And we would always go to Randburg. In Randburg, there's so many traditional restaurants, so they have all this sort of delicious food, you know, and like Randburg is the most convenient town in Johannesburg because it's some sort of like downtown type of vibes. They sort of have like everything, you know, you might need, everything that you want find in Sandton, and we live in Sandton, so and we always go there. Back to the way, like to the Kim Kardashian scene. Every time we stepped in Randburg, darling, mind you, Randburg is so downtownish, so it's always full. It's always busy in Randburg. There's always a vibe in Randburg. So we would go there, rocking up, Sentin girls, 30-inch weave. Me and my baddest bitch, and my baddest bitch had the fattest ass, honey. So we would rock back, we would rock up there with my baby, and we would go to these Nigerian restaurants, and we would also go get some greens, honey. And there was this specific guy that we always buy our greens from. He was a Nigerian guy, and there would always be some sort of like a vibe in that section where they sell greens. And there was also a bottle store near it's a Boston. There's Boston College, so it's the side of the college. So usually the students are like, especially on Fridays, it will be such a vibe. The students are out drinking because there's a nearby bottle store, and there's so many Nigerian guys that are from Sentin, Fourways, all over the north. And you would see these cars parking there, Bentleys, Range Rovers, and they drink this specific drink, traditional drink, and they are smoking greens, whatever. It's such a vibe. And then we would rock up there, me and my girls from Sentin. Obviously we stay in Sentin, darling. So we would rock up, Sentin girls coming to grab some supper from a Nigerian restaurant and some greens, honey. And like we would rock up there, and obviously like everywhere we rock up, there's always gonna be a lot of attention. It goes to people treat you a certain way because you're transgender, obviously, all the time. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I sort of have a glimpse of how Kim Kardashian lives, in terms of like people always looking at her everywhere she goes, restaurants, blah blah blah, and the cameras following her. Literally, people will even pull out their cell phones taking pictures. Obviously I'll be looking hot and my girls are hot, so we will be this dynamic duo, you know, with this tall bitch rocking up, you know. So they would always treat us different, and we would always go to the greens. And you know, I feel like everybody knows the behavior and the tricks and, you know, vibes of Nigerian guys. And there was this specific Nigerian guy amongst this group that are always there around, and he adored me. I feel like we've met somewhere or something, or he saw me, and I don't know how he knew me, but he adored me. He had a very soft spot for me, and he was some sort of like a very oldish or matured guy. Probably he was in his 40s, you know, and he was driving a very nice car, you know. And he was some sort of like the big dog, or, you know, whatever. Pretty much, yeah. And he adored me. So every time he would rock up to buy greens, he would be like, "Hey, Sia, have fun now. Come here. You see this guy." And let me tell you, every time we walk, like, there will be people, every time when we rock up, there will be like some sort of like some Nigerian guy who say all some sort of disgusting things, you know. Well, that's what they use to act or behave towards me. They used to say all these disgusting names or all these shady comments when we rock up there, before Andy some sort of showed love to me or showed them the way he adores me. And after everybody saw Andy, this guy who adored me, the way he acts or behaves towards me, they sort of like grew respect for me, because Andy was some sort of a big dog, you know, and he was like all that, some sort of like, you know. So they, like, every time we rock up, Andy will be like, "Oh, Sia, come here. You see this girl? pretty woman, pretty than your girlfriend now. What is this dress here? Where did you buy this dress? And I'm like, you know me. And I'm like, and darling, this dress, my friend bought this dress for me in Europe, darling. And then you see, your girl. You know Nigerian men are so tricky. So Andy changed the entire and it changed the entire narrative or the entire mindset of all these guys who always used to say these disgusting things when I rock up there, because he was, first of all, big dog, and he was obsessed with me. So these small-minded guys who always say all these some sort of different disgusting things to me, they were like shocked, and they were like amazed that this big dog that they respect so much treats me with so much love and adores me unconditionally, always show love to me when I rock up here. So it people always treat you different, and it's so sad because like and I always notice like people also treat you different when they know what you're capable of, or when they know what you can do. They start to show some sort of respect pretty much when they know that, oh, she can get whatever she wants, pretty much, you know, or something, or oh, she's a whatever, you know. They start to show some sort of respect and treat you in a different way. And so yeah, I feel like, yeah, it's always been like a thing. Well, when I used to be all up in the dating scene and everything, it was a horror. Let me tell you something. It was very uncomfortable, and it was horror, to save words. Let me tell you something, it is not easy, especially if you are very into a guy and the guy is all cute and that, and you're like, oh shit. And then you obviously you chat and sorry, you chat with the guy and everything is great. You guys get along just perfectly, and probably it will get to the point that you have to meet the guy, you know. And obviously if you've been chatting, some sort of like dating on the whatever, you have to eventually tell him, you know, just for the safety reasons, you know. And like some will be fine with it and some will be, wow, are you serious, blah blah blah, you know. So yeah, it was very not easy, very uncomfortable, and yeah, it's not a comfortable thing. And until you reach a certain point in your life where you know your worth and you know what you're all about and you know what you deserve, and you some sort of like, you sort of like grow a thick skin, you know, and you some sort of like grow guts, and you grow like you grow into strongly who you are, and you know what you deserve, and you know, and you eventually feel comfortable, and you know, some sort of like, you know how to navigate whatever and all everything else, and you know. So yeah, you reach a certain stage where you just know what you deserve, and you get your type and you get your people, you know, through learning, through going through a lot. Because I mean, you won't just have that thick skin, and you won't just know your types and know where to get your types or whatever along those lines. And some sort of guys would definitely love it, but it will be some sort of in their terms, You know, they'll be like, oh, and my friends can't know that you are whatever, or you need to come in a certain time when you come to see me so that nobody sees you. Meaning you become some sort of like, because most guys, like literally 90% chances are most guys always fantasize about it or always want to try it out. So that's how they would treat or act up against it. They would make you some sort of like a fantasy or a fetish or this secret, or you know, something, you know. They are never, and until you know until you know your worth, until you reach a certain level or a certain stage in your life where you be like, okay, this is how I want things to be done, and this is how I want to be addressed and treated, and you know, so you go through some sort of like, you know, some sort of like levels, and you reach a certain stage in your life where you know your worth, and you're like, this is how or what I want, and yeah, whatever. So yeah, that's that. Next question. Oh honey, why wouldn't you happy if you're this fabulous? Of course I'm happy. And I believe all my trans bros and sisters are super happy too. I feel like when you are just living your life and you are just happy, and when you are just being yourself, obviously you are happy because you are living your life, you are living your truth, you are being happy. And yeah, definitely you are happy because you are living your life. And yeah, trans people most times are happy because they are living their life. Thanks so much, guys. I missed you so much, my darlings. I promise you all. And this is Ngaba and love yous. I hope everybody is safe and home, and yeah, we are getting there. Hopefully things will get better, and I know there's so much happening. Don't forget to like this video and hit the subscribe button. Please do share this video, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram and every part of my social media. Guys, I love everyone. Mwah.